Gentlemen, let's talk about it. You read the title, right? The men's self-improvement space is currently falling off. Let me say that again. The men's self-improvement space, your favorite men's self-improvement content creators, are falling the fuck off. And there is a big reason behind that. So if this is something that you've been noticing recently, today we're gonna break that bitch down real quick like a brick for y'all. Now, when it comes to self-improvement, you got to understand that this is like a preparation phase for something much bigger, much deeper, and much better along your journey as a human. A lot of kids, a lot of younger, impressionable young men get into the concept of self-improvement thinking that that's the end all be all, that's the end goal in life, that's the pinnacle of their pursuits. Because they see these self-improvement content creators, they see these figures, they see these influencers, they see the overall space in itself, and they say, hey man, they're preaching these things and they're showing me this lifestyle that I think that I want. So by all means, I'm gonna go and do those lifestyle habits in order to get that lifestyle in itself. But in reality, like I've said before on this channel, self-improvement is useless without certain things like spirituality, because at the end of the day, like I just said, it's the base level, it's surface level, it's getting you from the negative qualities that you've been programmed already as a kid to fall into back to your baseline. But in order for you to truly evolve and improve to your highest self, your highest potential, you need to upgrade, you need to graduate from self-improvement. And this is why this whole space in general is crumbling, is falling off, because it is very surface level. There's no substance to it. And I'm not saying these things are bad, but like I just said, they just kickstart the process. They get you from the negative qualities and negative habits, the negative point scale that you're on your overall development journey, and get you back to baseline at least. But from baseline to get to the next layers and the next levels and the next levels past that, you need to dive in deeper. You don't need to go wider, you need to go deeper. And what do I mean by that? So all these self-improvement pieces of content, if you want to call it that, or just the overall genre in itself, they go wide but not deep. They expand further out, but they don't go further inwards. And that comes into the fact that everything is very surface level. Go work out, go meditate, go do your cold shower. These are all great. I'm not telling you not to do them. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it fucked up. What I'm telling you is that once you get these things down, you got it down. You got it in your bag. It's a part of your identity. It's a part of your routine. Upgrade, graduate, go to the next level, seek more, seek deeper, go further. But no, when you're in that space, all they do is regurgitate the same shit over and over and over and over again. The 5 ways to boost your testosterone, the 3 ways to go pick up girls, the habits that you need to have, this morning routine, blah, 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 blah. Bro, once you have your morning routine, once you have down certain habits like working out already down, there's something more you need to elevate beyond. And this is taking things from, quote unquote, what they always talk about, mental health, into psychology. When you first get into self-improvement, you hear about mental health, mental health, mental health. And again, this is good. This is a prerequisite to the higher things that we just talked about, psychology. If you don't understand your own psyche and the inner workings of it and the stuff that's going on in your conscious and subconscious mind, then you're never going to really have true, good mental health. You're never going to be aware of the inner workings of your own psyche. And that's going to lead on over to bad habits. That's going to lead on over to addiction. That's going to lead on over to just overall being in a state where you don't feel like you're in control of your own mind. Something and somebody else is in control of that. That only comes through psychology, going deeper. Let's take it on to the physical realm. That is, okay, you're getting into working out, fitness. That's great, perfect, beautiful. But to truly tap into other aspects of it, you need to learn things like biohacking, about like the overall ability of you to tap into the capabilities of your body, understand that this is a vehicle, this is a vessel, this is not you in itself, but actually doing things to optimize your body, not just get jacked, get aesthetic, get strong. That's great. but there's deeper layers to it, because this physical vessel, this physical body is what's going to allow you to create a business, create your dream life, create your career path. When you only look at it as just like a statue to where you sculpt it in this way and that way, and you get the side delts and you get this and that, the upper chest, like that's great, but you need to go deeper. Once you got the bodybuilding and the working out stuff down, doesn't mean that you got to keep thinking that this is the only thing. Go deeper, go into the next layer. It's like an onion. Once you peel off the first layer, there's another layer, there's another layer, another layer. This is the whole premise of self-mastery. This is why I always talk about, forget about self-improvement, focus on self-mastery. When you master the self, when you're on that pursuit and that progress, then you understand that these things are just surface level. This is the surface layer, the first layer of my overall development process of becoming self-realized. And then let's take it on to the spiritual realm. This is what the self-improvement industry lacks. This is why your favorite self-improvement content creators are falling the fuck off. I'm not saying it from someone that, oh man, look at me, bro, I'm so, my brand, my channel, my message is so huge and this and that, but I see it because I was in your position as a young, impressionable kid, seeing these influencers, but I got into different topics, different genres, and then that helped me see this facade for what it truly was. I got to sniff out the kind of the fakeness of this whole community and this whole content that made me realize that this isn't the real path towards achieving my highest potential. There's missing links. They only go wide, they don't go deep. There's something I'm missing. I was always curious growing up as a kid. I wanted to know why things happen, what they do before I ever do them. When you first understand that, okay, working out is good or mental health is good, this and that, that's perfect. But once you understand it, you get it down, it's in part of your routine, you have to look deeper and deeper. What is other ways that I can continue to improve? Well, when it comes to self-improvement content, they just keep regurgitating this stuff, and then they get into other topics and stuff like that that again are not bad. Social skills and relationships are not bad, but to truly improve this self, the actual science of self goes into spirituality, and this is what they miss. They go into things like overall concepts of social dynamics, but they don't understand philosophy. They don't understand the deeper aspects of the human nature. They want to be social with everyone. They want to boost their aura, this and that. But they don't understand how everything connects within each other, how all of this is just one big kind of organism working together, all the humans and all the plants and all the animals, because they don't dive into the spiritual aspect of our true nature in life. This is what they miss. And this is what those content creators I'm talking about, why they're falling off is, oh my bad, I almost slipped. I'm on like a ledge. But this is what they're missing, and this kind of details why they're falling off. Because everything, their whole brand, their whole message was built on surface level things. If you're gonna build a house, you're not gonna build it on something that has like one layer on top of it, like just sand. Something that doesn't have much substance to it, but it's still solid enough to have it as a beginning thing to where you build up. You know what I mean? So if I could make a better analogy, is you wouldn't build up a house on something where if an earthquake happens or something drastic happens, the base level of the foundation is not solid and rigid enough because it doesn't have enough substance. So when these people get into all the fame, all the notoriety, all the rewards that come with building up their brands and messages and stuff like that, they still are in that same position like they're teaching to their audience. They're still on the surface level. They might be a little bit ahead, but they haven't got deeper enough. And then when they don't go deep enough, they don't have that solid foundation with actual substance to it. Spirituality, philosophy, psychology, actually understanding the inner workings of their own body, the physiology and the biohacking aspects of it. So they only can relate and correlate and just stick to the principles that are just surface level. But when things shake up, when the universe calls for you to elevate and evolve, because this is what we're here to do. You don't know where to go because you've always been producing this same result and been programmed by yourself to think self-improvement is the end all be all. This is why self-mastery, you need to change your mindset from self-improvement to self-mastery, because again, I hope this video gets to those young impressionable kids right now and they're able to actually be able to listen to this, because this is some shit, again, that will save you years along your own development in life. Save you years. Because the more you get trapped into this self-improvement matrix, the more you get so enthralled by these influencers, by these content creators, thinking that they're God, thinking that their word is the word, the further away you get pulled from your actual sovereign abilities and capabilities and just overall individuation as a soul on this plane of existence. The more you start thinking like them, the more you start thinking that this version of success is the only version of success. You can see it clear as day when it comes to the men's self-improvement space. It's all about looks, money, sex, status. That's it. That's the only reason they're working out. That's the only reason they're quote unquote improving their mental health, because they want to get out of depression, to be more confident, to talk to girls and stuff like that. This is the only kind of reasons. And if we're being honest, they're just coping mechanisms because they have something empty inside. It does not matter how much money you get, how good you look, how much muscles you have, how many girls you fuck. It doesn't matter about that stuff, because at the end of the day, your soul is still empty. And you'll never connect to that and understand that if you stay stuck within this self-improvement matrix. This is why these people crash out, burn out, and fall off. While your favorite content creators and stuff like that seems like they have two personalities. Something they show you on camera and something they show you off camera. If you guys met me in person, if you work with me one-on-one, you understand this is how the fuck I am. I speak exactly how it is. I keep it as straight up as a stop sign. I keep it a buck, like a goddamn dollar store with you guys. I don't have any hidden motives. I don't have any things that I'm trying to hide in the back of my mind. I'm not trying to say that these people are, but when you don't understand psychology, you don't understand the shadow self. You don't understand these types of concepts that will derail you and make it seem like you have two personalities. That's why they crash out. They show themselves as a high value man doing this and doing that, but in their day-to-day life, they still feel empty. They still feel something missing. And when that thing is missing, it trickles down over to every other aspect of life, because they're always going to be chasing for external pleasures, external ideas that will help plug that hole. But this is something that can only be fixed and something that can only be filled internally. Spirituality, philosophy, psychology, all the things that we talk about within the art of self-mastery. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Hopefully you as a young man, if you're watching this, maybe you're a little bit younger than me, maybe a little bit older than me, but you got to snap out of that matrix, that self-improvement matrix. The more you are stuck in it, the more you start to make this your religion. This wasn't what it was intended to be. I'm not saying the idea of self-improvement in itself is evil or bad, but when people warp it into an idea, into a cult, into a overall religion, like I just said, you lose the true essence, the pure essence of what it was supposed to be. Helping you get out of your ruts. When you're stuck in a rut as a younger man, you are looking for something externally to help you get out of it. Some discipline, some motivation, some just guidance. Once you get that down and you establish that into your routine, look further to evolve. Evolution is the only solution for you as a man. Evolution on the mental plane, on the physical plane, and on the spiritual plane. That trickles down over to everything else. Your social skills will evolve. Your financial skills will evolve. Your entrepreneurship skills will evolve. Your relationship skills will evolve because you're mastering the self. The only thing that you can do as a man that will truly make impact for you on this lifetime is mastering the mind, body, and soul. This is what my brand and what my message is about. I'm trying to help the people that were like my younger self in that transitioning phase of they're kind of sick and tired of the self-improvement stuff. They heard all this nonsense over and over and over and over and over again about meditation, about this, about that. I'm not saying I don't talk about meditation and stuff like that, but even the way they talk about meditation, it's about just calming the mind to be able to be more productive, and that's great. But when you get deeper into meditations, it's about calming the mind and retracting your senses inward to be able to experience that the whole entire world, the entire galaxy, the entire universe resides within you. This is the spiritual side of meditation. Dhyana, where you're shifting your state of consciousness to higher levels to the point where you start to dissolve barriers in between you and everything else around you. And you might be thinking, as a person who's on self-improvement, stuff like, how is that going to help me in life? Well, if you want to improve your social skills so much, you want to connect with girls so much, when you're able to see people and other aspects of life as mere reflections of you, you can interact with them better. You understand certain triggers. You understand what makes them happy. You understand that you are on the same, you're molded the same way. You're built from the same substance, but molded in different ways. That's a better way to put it. You connect with people. You don't just look at people physically. Oh man, they're attractive to this and that. I'm not saying that goes away if you're on self-mastery, but you're able to transcend beyond that. That's why I talk about how things like on the self-improvement journey, like NoFap, don't make sense. NoFap makes no sense. It gets you to the point, again, from your negative habits of watching porn and stuff like that, to your baseline, which is just not being in those degenerate states of mind, but also could deter you into the point where you start shifting your mind from watching porn into chasing women. I've been there, I've done that. I understand. So I'm trying to give you all the game, give you all the sauce, so you stop being lames. If somebody gave me this game from the jump, I would be 10 times ahead of where I am right now. It's just all about understanding where you're eventually going to go in life. If you're a man that truly wants to master their mind, body, and soul, to truly wants to tap into the highest potential, you're going to look at self-improvement as a diving board, as a kickstart to this whole overall process. It's going to get you from those negative states, like I keep saying, up on over to baseline, neutral, ground zero. The other habits is what's going to help you evolve. Keep continuing, going deeper, going further, expanding. If you look at these self-improvement content creators, they don't go to that point. I'm not trying to scold anyone. I'm not trying to say don't watch them, this and that. I'm just giving you some information that I wish somebody gave me. This is the reason why it's fallen off. And I think that the whole sphere is eventually going to shift towards what I'm talking about. And hopefully my channel, my brand, my message is the bridge to help that transition, that evolution occur. Helping people get from, okay, I have all this information with self-improvement, but what else is there? They're curious, but they don't look and they don't seek and they don't understand, because self-mastery, these type of concepts, these type of ideas are not mainstream. It doesn't show up on your YouTube recommended feed. Semen retention doesn't really show up that much on your recommended feed as like NoFap, quitting porn, because they correlate not quitting porn, quitting porn to getting women. Like, all the surface level things are mainstream. If you ever looked at a, you know, that iceberg, ice tip kind of template, well, how everything is that's mainstream is up on the top, that's above the surface of the water, but everything that goes deeper is just much more concentrated, much more dense, much more substance to it. That glacier looks kind of big at the top, but when you look down at the surface of the water, when you actually are under the surface of the water and you go deeper, it goes deep, 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 deep. It just keeps going. That's where you need to transfer over. Right now, most people are at the top, at that surface level, and they need someone to push them into the water and make them go deeper, but they don't know it because it's not there. So I'm hoping that this message, this brand, this video just in general helps you see that, helps you push over that abyss or push over that cliff, and makes you realize that there's much more. There's much more fulfillment waiting for you. If you think that just beyond self-improvement, working out and meditating for 10 minutes a day and stuff like that, cold showers and all that stuff makes you feel amazing, wait till you start to uncover psychology. Wait till you start uncovering biohacking. Wait till you start uncovering the overall concepts of spirituality and philosophy. Wait, bro. That's when you're really tapping into the actual higher faculties of man to be able to elevate and evolve, like I keep saying. And again, the more you start to realize this, the more you start to piece these concepts up together, the more you'll be able to look at self-improvement content and look at the self-improvement space and realize that most people who are in it, of course, are lost in the beginning. But once they find a comfort zone of where they can, these pieces of content and these pieces of information makes them feel better about themselves, they stick to it, they attach to it, they latch onto it, and it becomes a part of their identity and persona and personality. This is why spirituality, this is why philosophy is so much more beneficial towards your evolution, because it challenges you. It challenges your mind and what you think about reality on a whole nother level. Self-improvement challenges you maybe on the discipline aspect, on the motivation aspect, on just getting work done, on the materialistic and physical ideas, but to truly challenge your perspective of fucking reality. That's so powerful. This is why I always say the spiritual is the highest realm. If you tap into the powers of the spiritual, you will affect and overall transmute it into the mental. And when you do that, the mental will transfer and transmute that energy and those powers and that change into the physical. Most people are just keeping at the surface level, the bottom of the totem pole, which is the physical and maybe a little bit of the mental. Maybe a little bit of the mental. But they're never going straight to the fucking source of the spiritual. Never, most people are doing that. It's not common. And it's not supposed to be common. There's only, in my opinion, a certain type of man who is interested, not only interested, but willing to actually pursue this path of self-mastery. Because this path of self-mastery isn't mainstream. Self-improvement is so mainstream now. Every kid out there, I see on my YouTube feed and sometimes in the Discord server, shout out to the Discord server, free community Discord server, there's like 15-year-old kids, 16-year-old kids telling you how to raise up your testosterone. 16-year-old kids telling you how to be more disciplined and stuff like that. And I give them props. Like, that's great work, amazing work. But it just shows you how mainstream it is. That everybody's on this type of stuff. And it's not even like it's not like you're going, a lot of people may think, oh man, I'm rejecting the modern society by being on self-improvement. And yes, you might be, but you're going to be tied into the self-improvement matrix. And that is improve yourself to get materialistic pursuits 9 times out of 10, if we're being honest. Transcend beyond that, bro. You were brought here to do something bigger, something greater, something better than just improving yourself on the surface level. Go deeper. Understand what this human experience really fucking is. What were you brought here to do? What is all this shit? Understand the universal laws. Understand the secrets of life. Does that not make you curious? That's what I'm saying. Some people don't even care. So this path of self-mastery will not correlate to them. They're okay with the comfort that this whole matrix and this material illusion gives them. But for someone who's maybe gone through a spiritual awakening, maybe has gone through things like psychedelics and stuff like that, there's something in them that just clicks, that they're like, bro, there's something more to this life. And self-improvement is not going to give me that. That's what happened to me. Like, this whole self-improvement journey, I was never like a person who like needed somebody to tell me go work out and stuff like that. I was playing basketball as a kid growing up, and I always taught myself how to do certain things. I always taught myself to be able to work out, to find out certain workout routines to help me on my basketball pursuits. When I stopped doing that, I got into more of the just gym culture, you know what I mean? But I understood, bro, like, what more is there to life? What more is there than just working out and just trying to get girls and just trying to get money and stuff like that? I'm not saying those things, again, are evil. But what I'm trying to tell you that there's something deeper. And if you're someone like me who's already curious, things like psychedelics, things like spirituality only just awaken that inner curiosity, that inner child within you, and it leads you down to paths and understanding things that we talk about on this channel, from spiritual practices, from psychological growth, psychological development, to semen retention, all that good stuff, man. That's what it really just kind of breaks you down into. And the more you understand this, the more you're going to start to, quote unquote, break out of the NPC mindset. A lot of people who are on self-improvement think other people are NPCs, when in reality, they are a self-improvement NPC. This kind of content creator tells them to do this influencer tells them to do this podcaster tells them to do this, and they think it's God. That's their religion. They don't question it. They don't think anything else. When in reality, if you trace back all these types of things, it's just going to get you to that same spot. But again, people portray themselves as gods, as top G's and stuff like that, to the point where people start to really correlate that self-improvement will get me to that point of being God. A true masculine man. That's what we all hear in self-improvement. Self-improvement, masculinity, masculine self-improvement. A true masculine man wants to become a sovereign entity in order to be a servant to the divine, become a divine vessel for God. Let me say that again. A true masculine man wants to improve, wants to master his mind, body, and soul in order to become a servant and an overall vessel for God, for the universe, for the Supreme, to be able to work out the universal will through him. And this is something that I talked about on my private Patreon community. Shout out to the fucking private Patreon community. If you want access to more content about self-mastery, exclusive content that I don't post on this channel, that I don't post on the main channel, but things like full guides of things like psychedelics, fasting, these tools to help you master yourself, of occult lectures, diving into ancient texts, ancient pieces of wisdom, ancient ideas and concepts that will make you realize how the people, the mystics, the sages, the saints of the past were actually on the path of self-mastery, and what we see today is just a butchery of that into self-improvement. If you want access to stuff like that, and also tap into our monthly masterminds, we're doing 2 a month now. Yes, sir, 2 a month, where you get to tap into a call with me and a community of like-minded men who are also on the same journey. Go check out the links posted in the pinned comment of this video. There's a whole private Discord group chat that we got for the people who are in the monthly masterminds, in the Philosopher Circle tier memberships. So go run that up, check it out. Everything's gonna be pinned comment of this video. I'm talking about the private Patreon community link, applications for one-on-one coaching if you want to work with me one-on-one on a personalized level, whether that's one-on-one consultations as well. Link posted in the pinned comment of this video. Free community Discord, weekly newsletters, all that good stuff, man. All that stuff is plugged up into the pinned comment of this video. But what I was saying is that true masculine drive to become a divine vessel for God is what truly allows men to access their fullest capabilities, because they're not doing it for materialistic pursuits. It's funny how, regardless if you know this or not, your soul, your spirit, no matter how dimmed it is, no matter how much the general world disconnects you from it, understands that this whole thing is temporary. This is why we're afraid of death. This is why we're afraid of mortality. Your spirit knows. It's deeply ingrained into your subconscious, which is the link or the gateway from the psyche to tap into the spirit world. So it's deep buried into there. It's deep buried into your psychological wiring. We are all afraid of death, and we're all afraid of the temporary illusion that we call life. Yet a lot of people will take that and be like, I need to live out the best life right now and get all these materialistic things. That doesn't, it's always going to make you feel unfulfilled and not understand what that messaging from your spirit into your psyche, into your subconscious mind is trying to tell you. It's trying to tell you with that fear, with that phobia, that you were brought here for some bigger reason, some bigger purpose that goes beyond just this temporary illusion. You came here to realize, to accomplish, and to be able to actualize your fullest self. And that doesn't mean just on the mental and physical things. It doesn't mean just on the materialistic pursuits that self-improvement will get you on. But also, you were brought here to evolve to the point where you, like, if I can kind of break this down, you have an animalistic side of you. And if you want to break into the chakra energy centers, the 3 lower chakras, survival, sex, and status, are your animalistic side, your lower world, your lower nature. You have the heart, which is in the middle between the two, the mediator in between the two, and then you have your higher faculties. As a human being, you are gifted with the ability to tap into the higher faculties, and you are gifted, or you are quote unquote cursed with the temptations that pull you down into your lower worlds. You were brought here to elevate and awaken those higher faculties to be able to actualize and realize what this whole game of life really is on a spiritual level. Yet most people, society, self-improvement, all the things you see are pulling you down to your lower nature. And this is not evil. Again, do not correlate evil, bad with self-improvement and just society in general. It's just to keep you stuck within that state of mind where you don't start to seek, where you don't start to see, where you don't start to actually look deeper into what we call this game of life. The more that happens, and everything around you is trying to do that. Everything around you is trying to do that. The more you start to, not start to devolve, or degenerate, but you start to downplay your potential. You start to downplay what this human experience can really be about. You start to downplay what that true sense of spiritual ecstasy and fulfillment can really bring you towards. The only thing that will really get you to that point is mastering the mind, mastering the body, mastering the soul. Learning the science of the soul, better terms than mastering the soul. Understanding your true spiritual nature, which self-improvement is not going to get you, I'm telling you, man. So, to really kind of piece things all up together within this video, treat self-improvement like an internship. Treat self-improvement like an internship. It's not the main job you're looking for. It's not the main career you're looking for. It's just getting you from, an internship is straight out of college. So when you're done with college and then you're trying to get into the job landscape, you start off with an internship. You start off with something that's more base level, surface level. You're not getting deep into the career path yet. You're not getting all the rewards because you're not getting paid as much. Treat it like that. It's gonna get you from out of college or out of your dark days, out of like your adolescence, into just the kind of the momentum that's gonna help kickstart this whole process towards your career. But a lot of people will just make their internship their overall job, their overall livelihood. And that's not going to allow you to tap into the best salary, the best amount of pay, the best amount of benefits. And self-improvement is not going to allow you for the best amount of benefits, the most amount of potential that you can truly tap into. You need to elevate and graduate beyond that. Once you've got everything down, the internship is just here to give you the base level information that you need in order to actually succeed in the next steps along the way. Treat it like that. The next step is getting into, like we just said, psychology, getting into spirituality, getting into understanding your physiology and the biological makeup of your body in order to hack it, in order to access its fullest capabilities, to help you further progress yourself on this physical plane, because we need this vehicle to operate and to be able to actually produce the value and everything that we're brought here to do, that our spiritual intuition is going to give us, that our psychological development is going to lead us towards and guide us towards. The body is needed to do that, you know what I mean? So don't neglect that, but just take that analogy and let that really marinate in your mind. Meditate upon it. Self-improvement is an internship. Don't treat it like the end goal. Don't treat it like you're at the top of the mountain. And a lot of these self-improvement content creators that fall off, they need to hear this too. There's much more to this human experience than just improving the mind, improving the body, improving this, not even improving the soul, because they don't really get into spirituality. Just improving the mind and body on a surface level. There's much more to life than that. And when you get a little taste of it, you get a little glimpse of it, there's no going back. It's like taking the red pill in the movie The Matrix. Once you take it, then you realize that there's so much more to life. You start to see the codes of the Matrix. And that makes you curious to be able to decipher that code, which is, again, brings you onto those deeper topics: spirituality, philosophy, metaphysics, all these good things that are going to round out your overall character development as a man and mold you into that divine vessel for God. Because you cannot be a divine vessel for God if you're not operating at your highest potential. God can't use the people that are just quote unquote on self-improvement, that are just tapping into going from negative to zero. He needs the people that are tapping into 10x, 100x, that are tapping into their super sane spiritual and psychological capabilities. If you want to be one of those guys, and I know there's a lot of people out there that are going to hear this and be motivated and disciplined, you got to really embody it. You got to really take that analogy I took of this self-improvement sphere that's falling off, that's crumbling, as an internship. Get your stuff, get up, and get out of there. Don't get stuck into it, because a lot of people out there, hopefully this message gets to them too, their personality, their identity, their overall persona is stuck within the concept of self-improvement. They are self-improvement. That's the only thing that they know, that's the only thing that they are. You can see this in other aspects where, like a person who's really into a sports team, the whole personality and identity becomes a sport team. The same analogy can be applied to self-improvement. Hold up, ambulance. Those motherfuckers are done making all that noise, but you see what I'm saying? This whole video is not to bash on self-improvement, but showing you why it's falling off, because there's no real substance to it. It's something that you just grab, get you up to that point, and you let go of it. Let go of it. Let go of that identity. Let go of that persona. Let go of this whole sphere that's just going to keep regurgitating things and keep you stuck in that self-improvement matrix. It's claimed that it's going to get you out of the matrix, but it's going to plug you into their own matrix. And you are kind of like unaware of this to the point where it happens, and it happens subconsciously, it happens in the background, to the point where you finally wake up maybe when you get a little bit older and be like, dude, what the fuck am I doing? There's much more to life than just this. And again, young, impressionable kids get stuck in this cycle. But this is telling you guys, hey bro, use this and get up out there, graduate, elevate towards something bigger, better, and much more substance to it. You're gonna get sick and tired of hearing people talking about the 3 ways to boost your testosterone, the 3 ways to text women properly, the best social skills you need, the overall, the best self-improvement books and all that crap, and the 9 no-fap tips and all that shit. Elevate, graduate, go beyond that. From no-fap, go into the ancient wisdom of semen retention, of how you can understand how you can use your sexual energy to further evolve yourself on this path of self-mastery. Understand that self-improvement books give you the base level of being able to read, being able to get that habit down, but there's much more dense topics that you can get into that will provide much more benefit to your life. 10 self-improvement books doesn't equate to 1 spiritual classic. That's the amount of impact one of those books can really speak to that really speaks to your soul, can give you. One that really speaks to your soul will change your life by reading it. The other ones, yes, they give you a little bit of benefits here and there that you can apply into your life, but one spiritual classic, one psychological classic can overall shift your perspective and shift your paradigm of life forever. All these concepts of social skills and stuff like that, the more you start to meditate and actually go beyond just the confines of your own ego, the more you can connect to people on a deep level, the more you can see them as a reflection of you are. I'm telling you, man, if you truly want to have the best life possible, if you truly want to tap into all the things that you want to get to from self-improvement and put it on fucking steroids, then you will be on the path of self-mastery, and I applaud you for that. Again, this content on this channel is all catered for those people and for that path. All my services, all my products, all the things I talk about, whether it's private Patreon community, personalized coaching, one-on-one consultations, a free community Discord, my weekly newsletters, all that good stuff that's posted in the pinned comment of this video and on the main channel is about this path of self-mastery. Once I started to realize this, then I started to morph my brand and my message towards this, because that's the path I'm on. I've graduated beyond the surface of self-improvement, and that doesn't mean that I don't continue those habits of working out and this and that, but I look beyond it. I know that's part of my routine and my arsenal now. I'm trying to load up more weapons, more pieces of equipment towards my overall artillery. I'm trying to keep stacking up these things. I'm not okay with just expanding. I'm trying to go deeper. I'm trying to go in depth. I don't care about going wide. I'm trying to go in depth. I'm trying to go further into the science of mastering the mind, body, and soul. And if that's you, I applaud you. And I hope this video really kind of shook your concept of self-improvement and shook your concept of what this path that you're really on is truly all about. It's not just about improving, but it's more about mastering. It's more about evolution rather than just overall enhancing. Going from enhancing your life to evolving your life. Go from improving yourself to mastering yourself. There's always levels to this shit, man. There's always layers to this shit, man. Treat life like that onion, like I said before. Keep peeling off the layers till you get to the core. Once you get to the core, man, is there anything else more to talk about? Is there anything else more to talk about? It's Bunny Boy out here in the field, in the flesh, dropping you out that game so you guys can make these gains, and I'm out here. Peace.